This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Juliane Husner, recent graduate of our Speak to Inspire course. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about you. Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm near from Cologne, living on the land in a very old region from Germany. It's an old volcano region, and science says it's the oldest volcanoes of the world. I don't know if it's true. I didn't check it back. And actually, I'm doing nothing because I retired a few weeks ago due to chronic health issues.
Okay. What were you doing before that?
I've been a social worker, a teacher, a salesperson, a project manager, breathwork therapist, movement teacher, activist, mother, single mother. I did a lot of stuff.
Busy.
Yes.
What was going on in your life before you decided to join us? What was going on inside, outside? What was happening?
I was stuck. 2 years ago, I lost job and home and everything, and came into the region. It's called Eifel. By accident, a friend of mine told me, you can have a room, because I couldn't find a flat. There were so many refugees in Germany, you couldn't find a flat. There were a lot of people homeless. And she said, you can have a room. I have a farmhouse. You can stay as long as you want. And I went there and thought it's only for a few weeks, but it's now 2 years. And somehow I took a break out from the world, because before I was always fighting against and trying to achieve things without success, without really changing something. And so I really took a break, living on the land, hiking, breathing, looking for the animals, and doing not much, doing breath work and trying to figure out how to bring my passion in the world. And I have ADHS.
Oh yeah, ADHD.
Yes.
So attention deficit.
And I'm so fighting with structure and chaos. And in Germany, it's that does not exist. You're just lazy. And I couldn't get my stuff together. And I have problems with success and money, some old mind patterns, because I grew up in a very fundamental Christian family. Money is evil, success is evil, the world is evil. And though I know it in my mind, it's so in my bones. I can't get through this war. So I started a lot of things, tried to build an own business, but failed, because it's all about resistance. I didn't get through it. And I was so sick of doing nothing. And then I got several depressed and panic disorders. I was fainting every week, just out of nothing, falling down, getting injured. And I thought, I have to change something. And I researched in the internet, what is there to do about panic and depression and when you are stuck. And then I found one guy who said, balancing is the key. Balancing? And I searched on YouTube, and then there was Edo Portal. And I watched Edo Portal and said, I have to try that. And it was amazing. It changed my life within 1 week. Not the spinal wave, but the balancing stuff. Okay. And there I saw you.
Oh, I was there.
That is the reason I'm here. You on that, how is it called? The ceiling?
It was on that handrail.
On the handrail, yes. Because I'm a movement teacher, and as a social worker, I can read body language. And I didn't know that you have been a banker, but what is that for a guy walking through Jerusalem, looking like a tourist, but he's not walking like a tourist. Tourists are looking like this, like that. He's walking like a banker. Habit, body. And then you were balancing on that handrail. He's not a mover, but he's doing that crazy stuff. And I don't know if you know Bourdieu or Foucault. These are great scientists about social science how humanity works. And they say we have habits, embodied habits in our movement, how we look, everything is ruled. And in this 10 minutes, you were breaking every habit. This guy is interesting. He's breaking social rules just by moving. I have to check out what is that, London Real? I don't know these people. What is it about? And while I still was trying to figure out what you are doing there and watching the Ido Portal stuff and Wim Hof stuff, I got all your emails. I can't watch the videos because I get so many emails. And then was the Business Accelerator, and I thought, oh, maybe if he is someone, and I could read from your body language that you are able, you are saying about yourself you're a finisher. And I can read this in your body language. And when you are climbing on that handrail, you are really someone breaking through resistance and teaching people. And then I thought, if there's any guy in this world helping me to get through my resistance, then it's Brian Rose from London Real. I have to look what he's offering.
Wow.
Now I'm here, yes.
I didn't know all that, Juliane.
That's why I'm telling it to you.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to have to think about some of those things. And so I remember you on those Zoom calls before Speak to Inspire started, and you were watching me and you were asking a lot of questions, and I thought, there's no way she's ever going to join us. And so what made you actually pull the trigger and join us? Because I know that's a big choice to make.
Yes.
Financially, with your time, everything.
Yes. I would have joined the biz too, but I was waiting for money and it was running out before I had the money. And I was very low on money, and I'm a person, I tend to take any risk crossing my way in my life. But I got seriously injured by that, and I'm getting a bit more careful with getting older. And I have a daughter, I'm responsible, so I got a little bit slower with taking risks. And I was really thinking about doing the biz, and I met the people who did it and became friends for me and are amazing. And then it closed, and I thought, okay, I'm rid of Brian Rose. I'm safe. No, I don't have to take accountability, responsible. It's over. And then came Speak to Inspire. And my mother sent me some money for my birthday and was sitting there. Okay, now or never. Because I just got the letter that I'm retired now. Temporarily, you only get temporary retirement in Germany. They quit retirement. You only get 2 years, and then you have to go again to the doctors. And I thought, okay, I have now the retirement, but I'm totally bored out. I want to do something with my life. There has to be anything. Okay, I throw in the money for the first payment. And if there's any chance to change, I wasn't thinking about speaking. I was thinking of myself. I love to be on stage and to talk to people. And I thought, I'm a native speaker. I don't need this. I love rocking stages. But I thought, I would join even if you would do a course about how to change the wheels of the car. Because you have a way to deliver value and to teach that is really helping to grow and bringing new points of view and thinking to the world. And I thought if there's a chance to get out of the retirement into business, to get really on my road, then I have to pull the trigger. And I did. And I have 400 euros in the month to live on. And I decided, okay, half of it is going to London Real. I love to be a bit extreme, ADHS. I won't buy food for a year to pay London Real. So I have my own pressure to be successful.
That is investing in yourself.
And that's how I live.
Wow.
That's me.
That's an incredible story. All right, so you pull the trigger and you join.
Yeah.
first week, you get dumped into this Facebook group with these 75 people from around the world. I'm asking you to upload these videos, to do all this kind of work. What is that first 2 weeks like?
It was awesome to meet all that people and the same energy, the connection, and it was so much fun to do the videos. And you know, I hated to be in front of the camera before. No pictures, no videos about me. I love to be behind the camera. On stage is different, but I hated to be seen.
You said that there were no videos and pictures of you ever.
No, very few, very raw. I tend to run away if there's a cam anywhere. And then I did that 10 vlogs challenge just for myself and realized, wait, this face I'm seeing now on the screen is the face my daughter is seeing. And she's the single important person in my life because I have not really much contact to my family or many friends. And I thought, if she loves this face, why should I run away? I can show this face to the world. And it was the breakthrough. So experiencing nothing dramatic will happen when I'm on video. And so I really enjoyed it. To speak to the people, to explore the course and do all that videos. It was amazing.
I remember when you told that story on the live call, and it was very moving, and you're so right. Show this beautiful face to the world. That's the only way we can get your message.
Yes.
Juliane.
Yes.
So you're loving the energy of the group. You're going through. What was the big challenge for you on the course? What was the hard part?
Language. And that was really surprising to me because I had English in school, and from first day leaving school, I used to talk English. In the store, we had English tourists. I've always talked a bit English. At university, we had a lot of foreign students. We even had seminars in English, so I thought I'm quite good in it. But to deliver the message or my thoughts, so many words are missing. And that was the biggest struggle I had to really, I'm used to speak free, just without thinking, just putting everything out. And this was a big break, but that was, Jacko, good, because it slowed me down. I had to focus. I had to put in structure. And for the first time, I managed, or I understand structure for the first time in my life. Because I had that language issue, I wouldn't have really noticed it if I would have spoken in German. And that was the biggest struggle and the biggest achievement.
Okay. Can you explain Jocko Good to people that are listening? What does that mean? Who is this?
Jacko Wellings. He's that guy who lost the people in the Iraq.
Yeah.
And
Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL. And the founder of Extreme Ownership. You told about him. I didn't manage to watch a video about him now. That during the time he was in Iraq, he lost some people of his team. And when it came to whose fault is it, and people said, it's mine, he said, no, it's mine because I didn't teach you well enough. And that he's saying you have to take extreme ownership about your life and what is happening there, because you are responsible. And if you want to deal with the stuff, you have to take the ownership to be able to handle it. That's how far I understood.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And he has that expression, good. So when you come up with a problem that used to stop you, like for example, English for you, you're a native German speaker, instead of quitting, you say, no, it's good actually, because I can use it to slow myself down.
It's a teaching we have at our breathwork school that every challenge or pain or suffering, it's like you get a present. The pain, the suffering, the problem is only that paper outside. There's a gift inside. And it's like Aaron this go where the with your fear is leading you. It's the same, go where with the pain and the struggle, because there's the gift for you in it. And that's what my teachers at our breathwork school are teaching.
I like that. I'm going to use that. What was the big win for you on this course? The big breakthrough when it came to your speaking? Structure.
And I'm someone, my mind is everywhere and 1,000 ideas at the same time. And there's 3 points, nothing more. You can do less, but nothing more. Problem, solution. It is so minimalized and so good working that it's channeling down all that noise in my head to, okay, I have to focus on this 3 points and everything else is not important. And it's really the start of, I begin to understand. And it's like a handrail. It's really helping me to get things done. To really say, okay, 3 things, and after that, it's game over. Only 3 main points, and how to structure around them. That was really not only for speaking, for my life. I think for me, it was the biggest help how to deal with ADHS.
With what?
ADHS.
Oh, yeah, ADHS, right. So
yes.
Give you that structure
Yeah.
so you can get over that attention deficit
Yeah.
problems. Okay,
Yes.
powerful. Last night you gave a pretty booming speech to the whole class here
Yeah.
at the headquarters. And you went big on your topic. And
Yeah.
I know a couple weeks ago we were talking and you weren't sure if you were going to say how you feel about refugees in Germany and stuff. Tell me about making that decision and how did it feel to stand up?
It was exciting. It was going to where the pain is. And I really didn't expect it to go that way. I even didn't have that in mind. But you were challenging us to look, what are your values? And my highest value is freedom. And then go further. What is connected to that? Okay, it's war and peace and refugees. And I simply had to do it. And I got the feedback from the people. You have to talk about it. It's so touching, it's so important. And yes, it is important. But I was thinking, maybe talking about breathwork or anything. I'm still figuring out, it's still a little bit, I'm here and the topic is there, and do I really talk about that? Is it really me to talk about that? But it's calling.
Yeah.
And when I was a child, we weren't allowed to cry or to show emotions at home. It's my parents always said, an Indianer, an Indian, does not know pain, does not cry. A warrior does not cry. So we were 3 girls. We were taught to be warriors. A warrior does not cry. A warrior has no pain. And if we did, we got beaten. So it's very difficult to me to show vulnerability and pain, and going there is really scaring me, and the whole topic. It is deep.
It is deep.
And heavy.
Which is why you need to go into it.
Yes. Yes, realizing
and
it.
Your core speech is great. It just
Thank you.
needs more work and more structure. But
Yes.
you have an emotional attachment to it. We need you to give this speech. The people of Germany and the world need to hear this speech. And you were very emotional and very powerful last night, speaking into the audience. And you'll see all the feedback from all the students. But you got something there. And I think you need to go down that route.
Yeah.
And then later, you can also do a speech about breath work. But right now, I think that's calling. What did you see also last night watching your fellow students give their speeches?
Wow. It's so amazing, the improvement they did. And to some I was surprised, because they did partly better before on their videos, especially, let's say, our rock stars. I was, man, I saw things of you much better than this now, but I know the difference of talking in front of a camera and being on stage. I know from university every time, and even if you only have 5 people in a seminar, the moment you are standing in front of them is completely different to anything else, to sitting in a round and talking. You're so nervous. Even professors of mine who are working 40 years still get nervous in front of the seminar, so it's a complete different situation. And I know how that feels. But some people, Dominic, he surprised me most, and Inger, how they developed in that short amount of time. That's so amazing if one knows social work or psychology, how many time therapy needs to change behavior. And they changed in this 6 weeks so much. It was awesome, and what touched me really is every single one of them is delivering something what is really important. None of them is talking. Inga is talking about fluoride. It was a krimi, a thriller, and every single one of them is delivering so much value and important stuff, and so honest. That was mind-blowing.
Yeah,
amazing people.
It was amazing. What's the future for you, and are you going to stay in touch with these people, and what are your plans?
I love to promote people and to push people, and I can't push people. And when I'm doing a decision or have a goal, I'm a little tank or bulldog breaking through. And I want to push our team Albert together with Jan Walker and Sightheaded into the next levels. To the maximum of their potential, not only about Speak to Inspire, about everything. And I personally want to develop further, to break through. I'm not finally broken through my resistance. And I would love to bring the Academy to Germany, because you told us you have to listen to the audience. And my audience is telling me, I don't understand English. And I don't want to let them back. So I would love to do a cooperation with you and to bridge. I don't want to copy yours because it's unique and it's yours. But I would love to translate and promote the Academy to Germany and translate the courses in German to make it available for all the people out there who have no access, to not leave them behind, because I have the feeling the time is now. They don't have the time to learn English first. They won't do that. But it would be amazing to have a German section.
Are you pitching me on live video, Juliane? You know I love a good pitch. I love a good pitch. That's a really interesting point. We'll talk afterwards, all right?
Yeah.
If we walked outside right now and bumped into the Juliane who didn't take this course, who decided to just not do it and not engage, how is she different than this incredible woman?
She would still run around in circles, not knowing the direction and what to do, still researching. How do we always say procrastination in the air, sky?
In disguise.
Still trying to find the way out. Never giving up, but getting tired and old and tired, but still running around with no solution and no tools, doing nothing, getting nowhere.
Okay, I like this one better. Last question is someone who's thinking about taking the Speak to Inspire or joining the Academy in any way. What do you say if they're on the fence?
That if you ever looked or searched for something to really change your life and to achieve your goals, or someone to get you there, this is the place. Nearly everybody else is only talking. But here, the work is done. It's about action and support. That's the difference.
Juliane, it's been a huge pleasure having you on this course. I still remember the many Zoom calls where you were in your house with horrible lighting. You have no lighting in your house.
Oh, yes.
So it was just the screen lighting you. And I was like, here she is again, here she is again, here she is again. And I was, at the end, I was like, are you going to join us or what? And you did, and I just didn't realize who you were, and I didn't realize how much of a tank that you are, and you really brought this in a big way. And it's been a huge pleasure to have you inside our academy and in the family now. And I just see so much potential in you. And I'm glad we can give you some structure.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the key for you. If we can get you that structure, I think you can take on the whole world.
Yeah.
And I think that's very obvious to you now.
Yes.
And that's very empowering.
Yeah.
It makes you a little scary too, which is good.
I'm excited. Let's rock it.
And so, so I'm really excited for what your future. I'm excited to have you as part of the family and the academy. And so, as we say on London Real, it's about the journey. And I want a hug too. Yes?
Yeah.
Thanks, Juliane.
Thank you.
The critics who always speak behind my back, maybe I want to hear them remind me, he's back, the great pretender. I hope this time he gets hurt. I love these guys. They give me fuel. If you want to reach your objective, you want to achieve it, you're going to have to be obsessive. You're going to have to be obsessed. Feel what you do. Feel it. If you're not feeling it, it doesn't matter.
It's Chris Eubank Jr. How do you explain his prowess in the ring?
Junior has that obsession, that genius, that magic. Genius is obsession, but it's in one area.
You studied the sweet science for so much of your life. How do you walk away from it? Do you miss it?
You can't walk away from it. I am it. And even when I dance, really I'm boxing. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, the one who strives valiantly.
What was the worst day of your life, and how has it shaped you as a human being?
When I fought Nigel Benn, I stood like this. It was to mask this. The risk must be taken. That's why you are London Reelers. That's why we're here. We're tired of sitting still, watching it happening for others. Let's do it.